Hello and welcome to China Farm. Seafood is enjoying growing popularity among diners the world over. It's a high-protein, low-fat, delicious, nutritious and healthy part of our diet.
Tuna, revered for its delicate, refreshing and sweet flesh and its rich and supple texture, has enslaved the palates of foodies. In Fu'an, the spring tea picking season runs from mid-March to Qingming. Due to the local She people's skill at song and dance, simple yet charming melodies can always be heard drifting through tea plantations. Worried that something happened to his great pig king, Mr. Wei decides to use a secret technique to bring him back. Many legends surround the origin of dark tea. Cabbage that has not been fermented cannot be called kimchi. The success or failure of desalination directly determines the taste.
In Anshe Prefecture, Hubei Province, China, there are also two types of tea, one black and one green, which have become the local pillar industry.
Through the rain's nourishment, the tea leaves become fuller and more vibrant. In the grain season of every year, news often surfaces of far higher wages for good tea plant climbers. Not only has the Longshan lily bulb become a key poverty alleviation industry, but it is also an indispensable delicacy in the daily diet of the Longshan people. In addition to the well-known celery stir-fried with lily bulbs, the locals also have many ways of preparing lily bulbs. Unlike the graceful and delicate small-leaf tea leaves from Jiangnan, the large leaves of Yingde black tea look a bit plump and ungainly.
There are 537 households and 2,477 people in this village.
Each household grows an average of about 0.2 hectares, and we produce about 15 tons a year in total.
With its red robe and imposing pincers, the red swamp crayfish reigns supreme. Different ways of preparing it satisfy different taste buds.
Hello and welcome to China Farm. Chinese cuisine is an artistic play of different flavors: sour, sweet, bitter, hot and salty, which is impossible without the help of a range of spices. Today we'll explore the four most commonly used seasoning ingredients: scallion, ginger, garlic and chili, to see how they work wonders in our daily meals and gain global popularity with the help of technology.
In China, you often hear the phrase, "No spice means no fun." Spicy food has become extremely popular among younger crowds. As well as flavor, chili peppers also bring a burst of fun and enjoyment to a meal. Chili peppers from Zunyi in Guizhou province stand out for their vibrant red color and sharp taste. One of the province's exporters and a state-recognized high-quality agricultural international trade development base in 2022, Gui Sanhong Food Company Limited owns a 20,000-hectare contracted planting base, producing 25,000 tons of chili peppers per year, which they sell to the US, Canada, Russia, and Southeast Asian countries.
They have thick skin and ample flesh, promising a satisfying mouthfeel.
For those born and bred in Zunyi, almost every dish has some chili in it.
Chili peppers are not simply a plant or food, they're like a way of life for people from Guizhou. So how are premium quality Zunyi chili peppers produced? Zunyi lies in the north of the Yunnan-Guizhou Plateau, where rainfall and heat arrive at the same time. Optimal soil moisture and a significant diurnal temperature difference create a perfect climate for accumulating flavor compounds, contributing to the spicy yet mild taste of Zunyi chili peppers. Genetics are key to the final product, so Guisanhong often works with and sets high standards to guarantee quality.
We have a uniform system for seed supply, seedling cultivation, field management and buying back to guarantee the quality of our products. The stability in the quality of our raw produce is what makes our chilies great.
In August, the season for harvesting chili peppers, the vast planting base comes alive with flaming red. A thin plastic sheet locks in underground moisture. No harmful fertilizers or pesticides are used. Instead, the fields are kept safe with pest-killing lamps and adhesive flypapers. Harvested chili peppers are immediately transported to the production line, where they are washed, sorted and rejected if unacceptable. This helps ensure all processed peppers are uniform in size and damage-free.
During sorting, we pick out impurities and check that the chili peppers are free of spots and damage. This way, we ensure every chili pepper delivered into the production line is vibrant and plump, so they can all be labeled as premium quality.
The company aims to offer consumers an authentic taste of Guizhou. And has developed more than 100 items in 6 categories: pickled chili, dried chili, fermented chili, oil-cooked chili, chili powder, and chili snacks. Each product is subject to strict quality control testing before delivery.
Whether it's raw produce or the finished product, each batch is inspected to ensure 100% conformity in the delivered goods.
The company focuses mainly on 2 of its brands, Guisanhong and La Sanyang. They are constantly working to boost brand power and reputation. The aim is to provide consumers with delicious, healthy and nutritious chili-based foods.
Our future focus is likely to be more on processed chili foods, such as our table sauce series and the pickled chili series, things that are appealing to our overseas consumers. Above all, we hope to globalize via cross-border e-commerce and make new breakthroughs in exports in the next couple of years. So, we've learned about chili. Next, let's see how scallions, an essential element of Chinese recipes, are grown.
Scallion is one of China's most common everyday spices. Its unique flavor is powerful and deliciously savory, and it also adds color. Jiangsu Xinye Food Company Limited, another state-recognized high-quality agricultural international trade development base in 2022, produces a series of freeze-dried chopped scallion products, which are widely used to flavor instant noodles and pre-cooked foods. These can last for a whole year without compromising the quality of the scallions.
You don't need to cut it. It revives as soon as it's exposed to water.
Freeze-dried scallion products are mainly exported to Japan and Korea, with annual export revenue of more than $20 million, consistently performing well in overseas markets. So how are these beloved, refreshable, freeze-dried chopped scallion pieces produced? You can see a landscape of scattered lakes, crisscrossed rivers and waterways, dotted with patches of farmland in between. This is Xinhua, Jiangsu province, where farmers are dredging mud from the river and raising the shallow water grasslands to create a strip of high border dryland, called a mound field. This provides the perfect conditions for scallions. As a plant, they love water, but are sensitive to too much of it.
It should sit around 30 to 50 centimeters above the water. It works similarly to organic soil, draining quickly, and it's easy to irrigate too. That's why it yields very good scallions.
Scallions grown on the mound fields are a traditional crop product for the local area. The scallions here are smaller than average, but have a sharper and more savory flavor, perfect for use as a chopped spice. Scallions ripen in October. In Xingye Foods fields, a sudden shower of rain is challenging the harvest. Workers here are wasting no time, as the best window to harvest scallions lasts only about a week.
If you don't get that in time, they will split and grow thinner, and their leaves will turn yellow and soft, which isn't good for processing.
Once harvested, scallions are sent to the processing plant within 2 hours, where they are sorted, washed and cut into segments to make the well-known fresh chopped scallion product. Then they are frozen at 35 degrees below zero for 6 hours. And pushed into a huge airtight metal tank for the most critical step: drying.
This is a heating plate. It will heat to 100 degrees. Heating will sublimate the ice crystals inside and dry up the product. When vacuum dried, its shape, nutrients and color will remain unchanged.
The traditional drying method can cause scallions to shrink and destroy their appearance. With freeze drying, the water in the fresh scallions will turn into ice. Solid ice crystals directly turn into vapor, leaving behind pores between the cells. So, when water is added again, it will fill up these pores and restore the original state and activity of the product. That's why our freeze-dried chopped scallions can be revived. These freeze-dried scallions are far from meeting delivery standards yet. First, they are machine sorted, and then go into the manual sorting workshop.
Machine sorting picks out anything that isn't a scallion. Manual sorting is used to sort scallions themselves, picking out ones that are too long, ones with black spots or with the outer skin. Any with a generally poor appearance are also picked out.
Manual sorting requires a high level of skill and patience. Workers on the sorting line are all very experienced. One piece of chopped scallion is manually sorted at least 3 times before it is machine sorted a second time.
First, we use a process called winnowing. Then we use metal detectors and an X-ray. Our product goes through 12 tests before it is packed and delivered.
So far, Xingye Food has registered international trademarks in a number of Asian, European and American countries. It has also set up a provincial-level strategic alliance for agricultural technology innovation, as well as created an export vegetable quality and safety demonstration zone in China, which optimizes produce quality and traceability.
Next, we aim to put more effort in technology reform R&D, creating intelligent, digitalized factories. We want to expand the ASEAN market and stabilize our existing Japanese market. We always aim to produce and process good quality scallions and supply better, safer products.
In addition to scallions, ginger has also played a vital role in Eastern cuisines. With its crispy texture and enticing smell, ginger not only helps mask unpleasant flavors, but also helps dispel illnesses and comfort the stomach. It appeals to people so much that almost all sushi dishes are served with fresh ginger puree alongside to cleanse the palate. Yuan Qingtian Modern Agricultural Development Company Limited is located in Anqiu, Shandong Province, a reputed origin of both ginger and garlic. The company is committed to producing local, high-quality raw ginger products. Whole ginger and ginger puree are primarily exported from here to Japan, accounting for a fifth of the Japanese ginger market. So, how are these popular ginger products made? September marks the beginning of the ginger harvest. Not all ginger produced here can be exported. The bulbs are selected and sorted as soon as they break through the soil. This is the key to ensuring good taste.
Ginger bulbs must weigh at least 150 grams each, just like this one. Meeting this standard means it has grown for 7 or 8 months and is fully ripened with a strong ginger flavor.
Yuan Qingtian currently owns an 80-hectare ginger for export base and has mobilized another 200 hectares of ginger fields around to implement contract agriculture and standardized production.
You see, our soil is pretty close to black soil. It's very soft because we use organic fertilizers. This protects the soil from hardening.
Freshly harvested ginger bulbs are cold stored for a month until a stronger skin forms to retain water so they can withstand transportation. Their next step will be processing. But the first stop on their journey will be the laboratory.
The garlic is tested before harvest, both upon entering the workshop and after processing is completed. We test for pesticide residues and heavy metals. For refined products, we also make microbial and physiochemical analysis.
Only raw ginger that passes these tests is allowed into the workshop. Whole ginger bulbs are exported only if they are fresh and neatly shaped. On the production line, workers need to trim and resort the raw ginger. About 40% are rejected for quality or shape problems.
They must have no rot, no wormholes, no mud, no spotted skin, no knife cuts. The shape and luster of each piece of ginger must be just right.
Some of the whole ginger bulbs are exported. The remaining ones are processed into more convenient, ready-to-use ginger puree. Once they are washed, whole ginger bulbs are sterilized and bottled on an automatic line. Quality is controlled in the workshop. adhering to a system of export quality and safety management standards.
The equipment, the floor, and even the air are all regularly disinfected to medical standards. Our products are also sterilized to last longer and stay safer. Our next steps are to upgrade our business, working on more processed and pre-cooked products, which we can sell overseas in higher-end markets.
Last but not least, let's look at another indispensable spice, garlic.
Working with advantageous products, building a platform for exports, creating a trade chain that can lead agricultural development. Jiangsu Cereals, Oils and Foodstuffs Import and Export Group Corporation, a state-recognized high-quality agricultural international trade base in 2021, has provided warehousing, logistics, trade, processing and exhibition services to farm produce companies for half a century. Over the years, the company has always stayed ahead of its domestic counterparts, maintaining annual imports and exports worth $300 million. How have they managed to keep this record? Though they ripen in April or May, no garlic bulbs are actually sold in their peak season. They are purchased and cold stored at 5 degrees below zero for 4 or 5 months before they can be sold.
Cold treatment prevents garlic bulbs from sprouting and minimizes water loss. It also increases their value. We can sell them at any time of the year.
In the past, garlic could only be stored for a couple of months. Now, thanks to cold storage, they can be kept for a whole year. This secures a very stable, high-quality source for exports. Jiangsu Cereals, Oils and Foodstuffs Import and Export Group has just received a big order from Costa Rica for exported raw garlic. This has made the garlic export base a busy place, with a great deal of sorting, peeling, derooting and then selecting taking place. Only those large in size and neat in appearance are allowed on board.
Any moldy, knife-cut, shriveled or deformed garlic bulbs are rejected. These are nice bulbs that are suitable for export. They are shiny, plump and well-shaped.
Although around 20% are rejected for different reasons, off-season sales, plus the higher price of exports, are incentivizing growers to take the scientific route. Good garlic sells very well and returns a good income.
I never expected our garlic would be exported to other countries and make an extra $420 per mu.
The export of garlic alone has helped 8,000 farmers in Pizhou increase their income. Pizhou garlic is also sold to European, American and African countries.
This is braided garlic, sold to Costa Rica. This is pure white garlic, sold to Singapore. This goes to Ghana. We use different processing methods according to a buyer's needs.
Garlic export is just the tip of the iceberg. In China, more than 300 agricultural enterprises and planting bases are selling their farm produce to various parts of the world by way of the export platform built by Jiangsu Cereals, Oils and Foodstuffs Import and Export Group. To provide better import and export services, Jiangsu Cereals, Oils and Foodstuffs Import and Export Group has worked hard to create a full cold chain service system, investing hundreds of millions of yuan in supersized cold storage. With system-wide automatic temperature control and subdivided warehousing spaces, all varieties of farm produce can be stored.
We have refrigerated rooms at 0 to 4 degrees, constant temperature rooms at 8 to 20, and freezing rooms at 25 degrees below zero, and ultra-low temperature rooms at 55 degrees below zero.
With this warehousing, the company is also further enriching node points in producing traceability pathways. Besides origin-related information, storage, distribution and transportation data are added to form a widely influential public traceability platform for frozen products and a reliable, complete traceability data chain.
We are committed to becoming a professional provider of international food supply chain integration services and emergency supply solutions. We want to help create an international food supply chain, an industry chain, playing a leading role in export-oriented characteristic agriculture and contributing to the revitalization of rural China.
No matter how ordinary, spices are an indispensable part of our meals. By fully tapping the potential of one's resources, organic planting and market-oriented processing and production, even small businesses can make breakthroughs and thrive by effectively satisfying the needs of global consumers. Thanks for watching this edition of China Farm. Bye for now.
Return to the heart of Africa and embark on a soulful journey. China-Africa Bond is back. Documentaries.
She decides to go to Guangdong.
Animations. Dramas. Experience a feast for your senses. A timeless emotional bond. A journey where flavors and cultures intertwine. In the warmth of human connections amid the pulse of the city. From villages to cities, from the past to the present, from grasslands to glaciers, there's a story for everyone. Available on over 20 major media platforms with 7 alternative languages covering English, French, Arabic, Portuguese, Swahili, Fulani, and Amharic. You don't want to miss it.
Hello and welcome to China Farm. Steeping is a simple yet magical process. Dehydrated foods such as instant noodles or leaves immediately awaken when dipped into hot water. Today we'll zoom in on 4 types of food for serving after proper steeping. They're all nutritious, tasty and easy to prepare. Let's discover what they are and how they tangle with hot water.
China is the birthplace of tea. Greeting guests with a cup of hot tea is a centuries-old tradition of the Chinese nation. As a delightful pastime, drinking tea is popular among people of all races and cultures. Today, China accounts for 50% of the world's tea production. Zunyi Linshankang Tea Tourism, a tea exporter and a state-recognized high-quality agricultural international trade development base in 2021, owns more than 133 hectares of tea plantations and processes over 150 tons of tea a year.
Pleasant on the palate and with a sweet aftertaste.
Emerald green, chestnut aroma, refreshing taste, and lasting fragrance. How does Linshankang make tea that's both healthy and tasty? Fenggang County of Zunyi lies between 27 and 30 degrees north latitude, the golden zone for growing tea. Shrouded in clouds and mist at an average altitude of 720 meters, tea plants grow amid groves, ideal for accumulating amino acids and aromas in the tea leaves. Zunyi green tea leaves are harvested at 3 growth stages: the bud tip, a bud with a leaf, and a bud with 2 leaves. Tea farmers begin picking early in the morning, still wet from the rain and dew. Accumulation from the previous night turns into the richest flavor in the tea leaves. Pests are the worst enemy of tea plantations. Special pest-killing lamps are used instead of pesticides. These lamps collect and kill pests by air suction. Pests are sucked and trapped by a powerful vortex as soon as they fly within 30 centimeters of the lamp. Clover is planted to suppress weeds instead of weed killers to keep the tea leaves organic.
One requirement of double organic is the soil should be free of any pollution, with clover planted to kill weeds, keeping the soil organic. Second, the tea plantations are organic. Pest-killing lamps are used to kill pests, so the tea plantations are free of pesticides.
To ensure the uniformity and germination of tea leaves, tea plants are trimmed every year so that new shoots will sprout from the top. Older ones are cut to 30 centimeters tall every 3 years to revitalize old plants and guarantee quality. Fresh leaves are processed within 6 hours of harvest. Linshankang's top-grade green tea is still hand-fried. After 3 hours air-drying by the hands of the master friars, the original flavor of the tea leaves is brought out to the fullest. The remaining 90% of the process is completed by automatic production lines. Fixation, rolling, and drying, all free of pollution.
Our workshop was set up according to rigid sanitation and automation standards. Tea leaves never touched the ground during the entire production process.
After processing, the green tea is stored at low temperatures, and black tea is sealed in airtight containers. Packing boxes are printed with food quality traceability codes to ensure that each shipment can be traced.
Every one of our products is labeled with a Farm Product Quality and Security Traceability Code. All products released into the market are traceable to ensure that high-quality tea is provided to each customer.
After savoring Highland tea from Guizhou, let's take a look at how tea from Hunan is steeped.
Steeping tea bags is the most common way of enjoying tea. They are loved by tea drinkers for their convenience and lasting taste. The essence of their quality lies in the tea in small porous bags that are carefully blended into various flavors. As the birthplace of tea, China is a major producer and exporter of original teas. Hunan Tea Group, a state-recognized high-quality agricultural international trade development base in 2021 and one of the best tea suppliers in China, partners with importers from over 100 countries and regions. What's special about these widely loved original teas? Along the Wuling Mountains lies one of the most important tea-producing regions in China. With the arrival of March, young shoots of various famous tea plants begin to sprout at the same time. The northeast tip of the Wuling Mountains is host to a hilly landform very friendly to planting tea on a large scale. Here is the largest organic tea production base where tea is produced by different townships.
The actual area is something close to 2,000 hectares, of which almost 90% is organic. Our tea is grown amid groves, with birds that are natural predators of pests in the tea plantations. After some 10 years of ecological balance, there are almost no worms left. There are of course still a few, but they can be managed manually through physical prevention and control. Look at the soil here, with mostly rotten leaves underneath. They decompose into very loose and very rich fertilizer. Absolutely no pesticide or fertilizer is used.
Hunan Tea Group, owner of 9,330 hectares of organic tea plantations, has passed the certification of the Rainforest Alliance, an international organization working to conserve biodiversity and ensure sustainable livelihood.
Leftovers are never thrown inside the tea plantations, not even in the surrounding areas. We have to protect our environment. I was giving the farmers some training. This is to ensure that they are both tea planters and protectors of the environment.
Mechanical harvesting raises efficiency of picking tea fivefold compared with manual labor, and it ensures that our products are standardized. These freshly picked tea shoots need to be processed close by.
There are 4 steps in the process: fixation, rolling, drying, and pan frying.
An automatic preliminary tea processing plant can process 20,000 kilos of fresh tea leaves and produce 5,000 kilos of preliminary tea. Hunan Tea Group has over 70 processing bases of this type, all under a unified management and quality monitoring program. This is a tea refining base for export in Changsha, capital city of Hunan province. Every day, crude tea from various parts of the province keeps flowing in. But instead of being processed, the crude tea leaves are sampled and delivered to the laboratory upon arrival.
This is not as aromatic. Let me see this one. This is better. Blend them.
Blending is an unavoidable step for all export teas. Blenders smell and taste the teas and must know the qualities and characteristics of tea from each farm like the back of their hands.
Through blending, we aim to fuse together the characteristics of each tea and ensure the stable quality of our exported teas.
Fixed flavors and qualities can be formed through blending different tea leaves, and sustainable product standards can be guaranteed. The laboratory, tea leaves are blended on large scale in the refining workshop according to the established ratios and then directed into the colour sorter in batches.
The tea leaves are then photographed continuously, and impurities are blown out according to their colour differences from the tea leaves.
During the peak months, Hunan Tea Group exports more than 50 tons of original teas per day to the Middle East, Europe and the Americas. The annual total export value can reach $80 million US.
Compared with tea bags, tea enjoyed in cups is even more convenient.
In answer to consumers' preference for a convenient, practical and healthy lifestyle, Chinese tea is evolving into various product forms and is embracing the world markets with open arms. Merlin Bird Modern Agriculture Company Limited, a state-recognized high-quality agricultural international trade development base in 2021, located in Jingzhou, Hubei province, succeeded in producing cupped tea products by putting tea directly in teacups. Consumers only need to pour hot water into the paper cups to brew their own tea. They don't need to worry about avoiding tea dregs as they are drinking, improving the overall tea drinking experience.
You don't need to put the tea in, it's really convenient.
The taste is mellow with no tea dregs.
This easy and tasty design makes cupped tea a wonderful option for offices, meetings and travels. They are exported to over 40 countries and regions in the Americas, Europe and Asia. The annual export sales exceed $10 million. How are these convenient and healthy cupped teas produced? During the peak months, several tons of original teas are delivered to the production base every day. These tea leaves mostly come from the key tea-producing regions in Hunan and Hubei provinces, where all tea plants are cultivated organically. After they are tested for pesticide residues, the crude teas are sampled and sent to the laboratory for blending first.
The purpose of blending tea is to ensure a stable flavor and quality, enhancing the tea's fullness and enriching the taste.
Blending integrates crude tea leaves from different sources. They can also be blended with other ingredients to produce fruit teas, scented teas, and other flavors to meet the needs of different consumers. According to ratios from laboratory testing, crude tea leaves are blended on large scale and delivered into the cupped tea processing workshop.
The food-grade workshop contains Class 100,000 level clean rooms, all under close management. Our workers wash their hands with disinfectant every 2 hours before entering the workshop again.
Merlin Bird owns the largest automatic cupped tea production line in China. Awaiting on the line are specifically manufactured teacups that look like disposable cups but actually involve more complex processes. The cups feature a hollow, two-layered design and are produced with environmentally friendly pulp paper on the outside and food-grade PE-coated paper on the inside.
They are thicker and harder too. They won't feel too hot when you pour in hot water. Use this cup when brewing your tea. You won't hurt your hands. They are safe and convenient.
An amount of tea is placed on the bottom of the cup. Then a filter is put in place to cover the tea. This filter is the essence of cupped tea. It is made of food-grade plant fibers and is light, thin and full of small holes. When heated, the fibers on the edge of the filter will melt and bond with the wall of the cup. so that when it cools, it secures the tea inside the cup.
This filter keeps the tea at the bottom of the cup, preventing leaves or dregs from rising to the top. The flavor and color of the tea will infuse into the water through these tiny holes, so we can enjoy the full flavor of the tea without consuming tea leaves or dregs.
Merlin Bird is currently promoting the use of an intelligent tea water dispenser to extend its cup tea consumer chain to supermarkets and campuses. It is also exploring deeper into international markets with the concept of fast fashion and tea health.
Next, we plan to register our core intelligent properties and brands in other countries to enhance our international brand awareness and introduce the world to our easy and cozy tea.
Besides tea, there's another sweet and vibrant red ingredient that also benefits from the infusion of hot water.
Wolfberries contain the highest amount of trace elements among fruits edible for humans. In China, Ningxia is the largest region for cultivating wolfberries. The best-known wolfberries come from Zhongning County. Unimpressive as they might look, wolfberries contain a rich variety of nutrients. They taste a bit sweet and are rich in dietary fibers and can be taken as a supplement for various trace elements. Wolfberries are often used to make tea. The fruit is an indispensable ingredient in the 8 Treasures herbal tea, a typical Ningxia drink. Adding wolfberries to a cup of hot tea not only enriches the taste, but is also believed to dispel coldness and improve vision. It's also a popular practice to add some wolfberries when stewing meat or making porridge, not only to impart a vibrant red colour, but also to nourish one's blood.
My favorite food is stewed lamb with wolfberries because they can nourish the body and improve complexion.
It has a distinct wolfberry flavour. I find it very tasty.
In the 21st century, wolfberries from China entered the international market. Over time, these tiny berries are processed into dried wolfberries, beverages, other health products, and also the Black Wolfberry series. Now, more and more people have come to know wolfberries and buy Ningxia wolfberries from China. Ningxia Wolfberry Goji Industry Company Limited, a state-recognized high-quality agricultural international trade development base in 2021, is the first company to receive certification for organic wolfberry bases and factories from North America, the European Union, and Japan. Its products have been exported to over 20 countries and regions for 16 straight years. So how are all these wolfberry products produced? The Hetao Plain in Ningxia was formed from the alluvial process. The thick, humus-rich soil deposits provide the best soil environment for growing wolfberries. The right amount of rainfall makes Zhongning County the core farming area for wolfberries. From June to November, wolfberries ripen in batches. Fresh wolfberries have a vibrant color and high water content. In Zhongning, the implementation of large plant spacing and standardized row spacing management has greatly improved the quality of wolfberries. Wolfberry Goji currently owns more than 1,300 hectares of production bases that meet international standards. Fresh wolfberries are washed in cold water immediately following harvest to remove any unwanted impurities. After repeated washing, they are spread out flat and dried.
We use drinking water for the first wash, the water we use on a daily basis, and purified water for the second wash and the third wash. This way we can ensure the berries are thoroughly washed.
After they're dried, the wolfberries become dark red in color. The evaporation of water causes wrinkles on the surface, which becomes an obstacle for our next step of processing for export.
Wolfberries are quite special. They have many wrinkles on the small surface and may contain bits of stones and ceramics, which are hard to pick out manually. What shall we do about this? We use this machine, an X-ray foreign matter remover, which removes foreign matters as small as 0.3 millimeters on the wolfberries. This can help to guarantee the quality of the product.
The thoroughly washed wolfberries are inspected manually and delivered in bags. This is the most basic export product of wolfberry goji. Dry wolfberries are shipped overseas as preliminary processed products and then packed into various brands for sale. Besides these, there are 8 modern deep processing lines in Wolfberry Goji's deep processing factory, funded with $37.45 million, inside which wolfberries are processed into wolfberry puree, juice, drink, and soft gel capsules. The annual production is around 20,000 tons. This small berry is making its presence felt by more and more people around the world.
Organic farming, modern and standardized production lines, and the growing need for quick service offer great opportunities for instant food products. There is enough reason to believe that organic, fast, and tasty alternatives will play an increasingly important role in a healthy diet. That's it for today's China Farm. Bye for now.